Okay guys, in this video I am going to try my best, I'm going to do my best to attempt to explain ratios. So this is an introduction to ratios and understanding the notation and what it actually means. So what is a ratio? So taking this right to the basics here, imagine I've got a cup, okay, so a cup, okay, and I want to fill that cup, okay, with some squash and some water. Okay, so I might want to fill, let's say, 200 milliliters, okay, of black currant squash, okay, or orange squash, okay, or whatever flavored squash that you like to drink, okay, and then I want to add to that 300 milliliters of water, okay, to obviously condense here, to obviously make sure that obviously it's not a very strong taste, okay. So this is the idea of a ratio. So in total, I've got a 500 milliliter drink, okay, of squash that is actually what I call like diluted, okay. So essentially, ratios work by you are trying to make or produce an end product, okay, by having a mixture of two different quantities of denominations, okay. So this is what I mean by 2 to 3. So you can say is 2 parts squash, let's say, okay. For example, okay, obviously I'm making up, I'm making up actually, obviously it's not exact science or maths, okay, to 3 parts water, okay, and that will be a drinkable drink, okay, in the sense that it is a lot more diluted, okay, so it's not very strong, okay. Those of you will know what I mean actually. Like, obviously, you will add or take away water, depending on obviously how much of the solute, of the solution that you put in, okay, and how strong it is. Obviously, you have ones here that are like double strength, a quarter strength, full strength, so on and so forth. Okay, but this is the idea, of ratios. Okay, so in total, okay, I've got 5 parts. So a question might say to you, okay, what fraction, okay, of my drink is squash? Well, that would just be 2/5. Okay, so it's 2 out of the total. 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay, and a part B might say to you, what fraction of the drink is water? Well, that would be 3/5. Okay, so this is the idea of a ratio. Okay, you are essentially sharing something, or you're producing a product, okay, from different denominations here. Okay, now you can have ratios here, obviously in 2 parts, in 3 parts, in 4 parts, in 5 parts, in 6 parts, 7 parts here, so on and so forth. But at just sea level maths, we focus here on 2 to 3 parts mostly. We focus here on like 2 parts, okay? So this is the idea of how we understand what I mean by a ratio, okay? So in this context, 2/5 of my jug or cup of drink is squash, and then 3/5 of it is water, okay? For example, okay? And then obviously vice versa, 3/5 of my drink here is water, and then 2/5 of my drink is squash. Okay, so this is what I mean by a ratio. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this was a little introduction, a little teaser. Okay, and like the notation. So I pronounce this as 2 to 3. So 2 parts to 3 parts. Okay, so 2 parts squash, for example, actually to 3 parts water. Okay, or it could be, I don't know, like you're making, I don't know, a chocolate cake. You'll measure, like, I don't know, like the flours to eggs, or flours to sugar, okay, or flours to sugar to eggs, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, so so okay, in the next video here, we will look at how we divide or share in a given ratio. Okay, so so hopefully this video should make sense. Okay, like, subscribe, and share for more content like this. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. All the best. Okay, I hope that makes sense as an introduction to a ratio topic. Okay, it's one of those topics here that is quite difficult at the beginning to understand, obviously, conceptually, okay, but think of it in the context of a drink, or baking a cake, or making a pizza, okay, like think of like, yeah, like the different ingredients or different, yeah, products here that I need to make that end product. Okay, so that is my logic behind that. Okay, thank you very much.